Right. So before discussing the question paper, shadow paper one, I need you to tell you this. Right. Let's say you got one MCQ wrong. For simplest example, I'm taking organic nomenclature. How is it? Organic nomenclature, you got it wrong, let's say. Now what you're going to do is you're going to cover the full theory of it. The full theory part you are going to cover. And that means you're going to revise everything. You're going to revise whatever you have studied. And then you're going to try similar questions. People, there are questions from 2000 onwards. And before 2000 also, you have questions from organic nomenclature. You can keep trying them. At least 10 questions might help. Right? At least 10 questions might help. And then repeat 2 times at 2 times. What do you mean by that? Let's say you repeated as soon as you got one MCQ wrong and then next day you repeated it. You have to repeat again after like 1 month before the exam, right? 1 month before the exam, you have to repeat it again. Whatever the mistakes you made, you're going to note it down somewhere. I made this mistake on this day. That's the thing. The MCQ and the theory part related to it, and how do you get it wrong? Everything you're going to note it down. That is going to be very helpful before your exam because you know our brain remembers its mistakes. Our brain is remembering its mistakes, right? If we help it more by writing it down and then noting down what were the mistakes and helping it figure out everything, you will never make that mistake again. හරිද? දැන් MC එකක් වරද්දව කියමුකෝ අද. Let's say boiling point variation. Boiling point variation, some question you got wrong. You're going to cover the full theory from it. You're going to cover the full theory from it. And then you're going to do some similar questions from the past papers, Pesuru and all you have, our tudes you have, everything, right? And then you're going to repeat that 2 times at 2 times. So that means you're going to repeat it again before the exam and then repeat it soon after you get the question wrong. So that's what you're going to do in this shadow papers. And also I told you people, at the special meeting I told you, you're going to do 2017 A-level MCQ this week, let's say. 2017 A-level MCQ this week, let's say. And then next week only you're writing the shadow paper of the 2017 paper. That means shadow paper number 1. If you do not maintain this, that means you're going to mess up with the shadow papers. Because my total idea is to shadow the questions from 2017 onto the shadow paper number 1. That's what I'm going to do. And then simultaneously, while you're writing the shadow paper 1, in that week, you have to write the 2018 paper. And then next week, you're writing the shadow paper 2. This cycle continues. So shadow paper 2 and then 2019. Then next week, shadow paper 3. Now what has happened is you guys have written the shadow paper 1. Only 2 people or 3 people have written the shadow paper 2. I mean, physical students wrote. Online students, only 2 or 3 people have written the shadow paper number 2. And this week you have to write the shadow paper 3. So you are 1 week behind, 1 paper behind. That means you are not capable of writing 2018 shadow paper, right? 2018 shadow paper you are unable to write. So shadow paper 3 is 2019 paper. 2019 paper shadow paper is shadow paper number 3. So that's the thing. Shadow paper 3 and then 2020 paper. You're going to do it this week. 2020 paper and then shadow paper 3. Shadow paper 2, just forget it for a while and finish these 2 first. That is what you're going to do. If you miss some work, let's say you missed a total bunch of work, you're going to forget that. You're going to forget that and then do today's work. And then after that, you're going to do this. Did you understand? So you can apply this onto your life, right? Everything you do, A-levels and everything. If you miss something, you're going to forget that and then do today's work. This is what I'm doing every day. If I miss something, let's say like prep papers, I missed it. Actually, the marking schemes and everything, I missed it. Actually, I didn't focus on them. If I focused on that people, I won't be able to do the shadow papers. So what I did is I forget it completely and I did the shadow papers and I didn't find an extra time to look into this. So you just forget it. Right? Save what you have, not what you lost. That's it. Save what you have and not what you lost. That's all I have to say. Right, let's go to the paper now. Okay, there were corrections which I gave in the paper, as you can remember. Okay. Right, so this is the MCQ paper. This is the essay marking. I don't want that for now. This is the MCQ paper, and then this is the MCQ review. And then this one is the MCQ answer sheet, right? Okay, let's see. So these first questions and all, I won't be doing that, people. These are very easy, right? These are first unit. Even 2027 people can do them. One more thing I have to point out to you is these golf ball models. How is the Albert Einstein and these uncommon points in unit 1, you have to look. Because all the common points, the plum pudding model, the discovery of electron, discovery of neutron, discovery of proton, don't always expect them to ask that. Huh? So I gave you atomic structure short note, if you can remember. Atomic structure short note I gave you. All the discoveries and the scientists back then, in January only I gave you. I don't have that right now. If I find it somewhere, I'll send it. However, that is all the discoveries and their scientists. You have to memorize that before going to the exam. Because it could be one MCQ, people. One MCQ is a big thing. If you got this MCQ wrong, imagine the pressure you have right when you start the paper. If you don't know this question, that means the whole paper is going to be messed up because this is unit 1 question and you are like, I don't even know that. Level you have to study these things and go to the exam, even though it is simple. So oil drop test and find in the charge of electron, that is Robert Millikan. Golf ball model is Dalton. So answer is answer number 4. Shape ne. Then this one, people. Which of the following statements is false with regarding to the following molecule? Let me take 2017 paper also. 2017. Right. So guys, this is the paper of 2017. This question. Look. This question. Which of the following statements is false with regard to the following molecules? So they have given a set of molecules and they're asking some common statements related to them. And they're asking what is false. Please, I repeat, please highlight all the false words in the whole paper. Which of the following is false? You have to mark it or you have to highlight that here. See, which of the following is false? Because what will happen is due to the time problems or anything, when you're ending the paper, especially ABCD type questions. Now here, of course, you have correct, unlikely, most unlikely. Look at this question. Which of the following reactions is most unlikely to take place? Most unlikely. When you're panicked, people, you will say this one won't happen, this one won't happen, this will happen, this will happen. So you are putting answer 1 and coming home. Please, I repeat you, please highlight as soon as you got the paper, these words. Whatever they're asking, which of the following is false, you're going to highlight that. Because that has happened to me more than 5 times, people. I say that again and again. I have written like 14 papers before the exam, only the paper class papers. Then including past papers and everything, around 30 papers maybe I have written before the exam. From them, I have made around 5 to 6 mistakes like this. So අර false කියන ඒවා ඔක්කොම ටික මේ අරගෙන ඒක true කියලා උත්තරේ දාලා මෙහෙම අවිල්ලා දිනනවා ගෙදර. Right? So please, if you are wanting to do this A levels and if you want to increase 1 or 2 MCQs from your A level paper and not regretting that you got only 30 MCQs, please do these things I tell. Please note it down somewhere. Please highlight these words before you start the paper. I repeat, please highlight those words before you start. Harida, there are some other places also if you find it. Anitya correct those are nothing. So most of the time they are giving correct, which of the following is correct, but sometimes they will give which of the following is false also. Right. Then people, this question, let's go to the shadow paper. All molecules have polar covalent bonds. Now people, there are 2 types of bonds. There are 2 types of bonds. What? Covalent bonds and ionic bonds. Secondary interactions, dipole, hydrogen bonds. Eva people, those are intermolecular attractions. These are intramolecular attractions. Right? Within the molecule, what type of bonds do you have within the molecule? Right? Within atoms of the same molecule, between like in ammonia, nitrogen and hydrogen, likewise this bond. So people, there are 2 types of bonds which you can have, covalent and ionic. Covalent people, you have the main covalent and then dative bonds. Dative bonds, you know, right? Dative bonds, and other one is like ඒකටත් covalent කියලා තමයි කියන්නේ, right? Normally you call it covalent. Then people, covalent bonds, there are two types. As polar covalent, there is polar covalent and non-polar covalent. The polar covalent එකක් තියෙනවා, non-polar covalent එකක් තියෙනවා. Polar covalent means for like this hydrogen and chlorine. This bond is polar covalent. Why? He has a different electronegativity, he has a different electronegativity, and there's a charge separation, delta minus and delta plus. So as a result, people, and distortion of the electron cloud will occur, and a papaya shaped structure will come. Because of this, we call this a polar covalent bond, because it's polar. Right? So what are non-polar covalents? Br, right? This type of bonds are non-polar covalent. Fluorine, fluorine, oxygen, oxygen, nitrogen, nitrogen. All these are non-polar covalent. So all molecules have polar covalent bonds. That is correct, people. Everyone has that. All molecules have different shapes. Yes, the beryllium chloride linear. This one trigonal planar. This one is tetrahedral. No, this one is not tetrahedral. SF4 is like this. 1, 2, 3. That is seesaw. That is seesaw. This is trigonal planar. Right? So all of them have different shapes. All molecules do not obey octet rule. No, that is wrong. Some molecules do not obey octet rule, like beryllium chloride, aluminum chloride, and BF3. They do not obey octet rule, but CH4, XCF4, and SF4 will obey the octet rule. That is wrong. Some molecules have different electron pair geometry. Some molecules differ in electron pair geometry. Yes, neither. Some are same, like AlCl3 and BF3, they are same, but some are different. Right? We can accept that statement. Fifth one, two molecules have lone pairs on the central atoms. Two molecules have lone pairs on central atoms. Yes, CH4 doesn't have, BF3 doesn't have, BeCl2 doesn't have, AlCl3 doesn't have, SF4 and XCF4 has. So we can go with answer number 3. Right? You can go with answer number 3. That is question number 2. IUPAC name of the following. Okay, let's see. So this is an ester. So when you see an ester, we didn't do this. We are doing it tonight. When you see an ester, people, you're going to divide it from the oxygen to the left and right side. And then the methyl group you're going to name. So it's starting from methyl. Methyl. Then you're going to name 1, 2, 3. Right? 1, 2, 3. And methyl 2 bromo. There's bromo and there is cyanido group, right? There's cyano group. In inorganic nomenclature, you go for cyanido. In organic nomenclature, you go for cyano. Remember that, right? So it is 2 bromo. Br is coming first. So in alphabetical order, B is coming before than C. So 2 bromo. It is 3 cyano. 3 cyano, not 4, right? We don't take this carbon. 3 cyano. Propan, right? It's a 1, 2, 3. Meth, eth, propan. N means it's an alkane. This part is an alkane. O8. O8 means what? It's an what? Ester, right? It's an ester. So people, you have the answer number 2, right? Answer number 2. There you go. Okay. Any questions, people? Any questions? Anything? Anything you have to ask? Nothing? Clear. Okay. Review එක පැත්තේ තියන් පවුනේ ඉතින් නේද? Right. මේකේ නම් explanation එකක් නැහැ. ඒකේ answer 1 තමයි එන්නේ. N2O ගේ oxidation number එක you know how to find, right? ඒක නම් මම කියන්න යන්නේ නැහැ ඉතින්, right? ඒකේ answer number 1 එන්නේ. ඒක ඉතින් obvious නේ. It's answer 1, N2O. Several shapes of molecules originate based on octahedral electron pair geometry around the central atom. If I take the review, Look, octahedral, when you remove one electron pair, it becomes square pyramidal. When you remove another electron pair, it becomes seesaw. Right? It becomes seesaw. And then you remove another electron pair, it becomes T-shape. You remove another electron pair, it becomes linear. So these are derivations. All these are derivations from the octahedral electron pair geometry. Right? All these are derivations from the octahedral electron pair geometry. So there you go. Anything which is not here, you have to just look into them. So according to this, several shapes of molecules originate. So they're asking what are they? So square pyramidal is there, square planar is there, and then T-shaped. And then T-shaped. Right? Here you go. Square pyramidal, seesaw, T-shaped, and linear and octahedral. Remember them. And then here you have it. Square pyramidal, square planar, and then T-shaped. So answer is answer number 2 for that. Answer is answer number 2 for that. If you are writing a review, you have to write it very quickly with me. Don't waste time for another time to write the review. So please make sure you do it right now. Sixth one, when heated potassium chloride decomposes according to the equation, and what is the volume of oxygen gas that oxygen gas produced at STP when 122.5 grams of potassium chlorate is completely decomposed? Yeah. Look. So you have the thermal decomposition equation, right? Then number of moles of potassium chloride, you can find mass divided by smaller mass, that is 1 mole. So number of moles of oxygen produced, you can take it using the stoichiometry, multiplied by 3, divided by 2, 3 over 2 moles or 1.5 moles. Volume of oxygen, people, now they are saying it is standard conditions, STP, standard temperature and pressure. In standard temperature and pressure, what is the molar volume of oxygen? 22.4 cubic decimeter per mole. Here you go, right? So you multiply with that one and you get the volume of oxygen. This is very famous. This is very famous in chemical calculations and in gases questions. So don't miss it. Answer is answer number 2, 33.6. Seventh one, the mechanism of the reaction, blah, 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 is as follows. So you have the first step slow, second step fast. This reaction takes place in a closed rigid container at constant temperature. When only S gas was present in the vessel, the initial pressure was measured to be 2P naught. After 2 half-lives, the pressure in the vessel would be, this is a tricky question. It's a tricky question, people. When you're doing it, you have to note down all the changes that will happen, right? Now let's see the question. So first step is slow. Okay, first step is slow. So we can assume all the R molecules will instantly go to 2T. So we don't have to remember it. We don't have to do it in 2 steps actually. We can do it in 1 step. We can look at this and directly do it. How is it? So the reaction occurs in a closed container at constant temperature when only S gas is present in the container. The initial pressure was measured to be 2P naught. So initially, people, there was 2P naught of S gas, ne? 2P naught of S gas. After 2 half-lives, see, after first half-life, people, now after first half-life, 2P naught will go to P naught. This is the pressure of gases I'm talking about, right? Pressure of gases will go from 2P naught to P naught. That means that according to stoichiometry, according to the stoichiometry of the reaction, it is 1:1. So when P naught of S reduces, P naught of Q will increase. See? So when this one goes from P naught to P naught to P naught, this one will go from 0 to P naught. And this one, stoichiometry 1:2. Then this one will go from 0 to 2 P naught, right? Remember that. Then next one, P naught goes to P naught over 2. Makes sense, right? It becomes half-life. After 2 half-life, this is the first half-life. And this is the second half-life. So P naught will go to P naught over 2. And then stoichiometry 1:1 from S to Q. Then P naught over 2 will add, right? Then pressure of gas T. Now that is 1:2, right? That is 1:2. You just have to multiply this one by 2, right? You can P naught over 2 plus P. You can P naught තමයි එකතු වෙන්නේ. 2P naught එකට තව P naught එකක් එකතු වෙනවා. තේරුණාද? Here you are adding P naught over 2 නේ. Stoichiometry becomes 2 නේ here. So you have to multiply this one by 2. So it's like adding another P naught here. So finally, the total pressures will be the addition of this. So you will get 5 P naught. Did you understand? Did you understand? 0, I didn't multiply by 0. Where is 0? Where is 0? Q gas 0? Where is 0? This is, I mean, no, 0 means there's no pressure. P naught is getting added up. You're not multiplying. How do you? Right. Okay. Then people here 5 P naught, answer number 5. Which of the following statements is false? See? False, 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 false. Right. Reactivity of alkali metals and alkaline earth metals. Alkali metal means the first group elements. You have to remember that. Alkali metal means the first group elements. Alkali earth metals is the second group elements. The reactivity of alkali metals and alkaline earth metals increases down the group एक hari. You know that the reaction with oxygen also it increases down the group. Both alkali metals and alkali earth metals react with water to form hydroxide. Not everyone, people. Alkali earth metals all doesn't react with water. Alkali metals react with aqueous sodium hydroxide. Some people have put answer number 3 and come home. Why? Can you please tell me why third one is wrong? Third one is correct. Why third one is correct? Very tricky, people. I repeat, it's very tricky. Alkali metals react with aqueous sodium hydroxide. Aqueous sodium hydroxide is sodium hydroxide with water. Of course, alkali metals will react with water. Of course, alkali metals will react with water. Not sodium hydroxide, but water. Right? So it's correct. Solubility of oxalates of alkali earth metals increases down the group. Solubility of oxalates. No, you can't say it like increasing down the group for alkali earth metals. How is it? Solubility of oxalates of alkali earth metals increases down the group කියලා කියන්න බෑ because it is not a proper variation. I gave that in the solubility note. Right? It is not a proper variation. I guess I have given both two answers for that question, I guess. Where is it? නැද්ද? ඒක කීයද 8 නේ. 8th one I haven't given an answer for the fourth one. Solubility of oxalates of alkali earth metals. This is the problem. Alkali earth metals increases down the group කියන්න බෑ. හරිද? එතකොට fourth one එක wrong. එතකොට fifth one all alkali metals show flame colors. That is correct. All alkali metals show flame colors. Mark this question, people. 8th one. Fourth answer is correct. Huh? Solubility of oxalates of alkali earth metals increases down the group. That is wrong. Because as we talked in previous classes under water solubility, we learned that oxalate water solubility will not have a, I mean, it's not a common thing. ඒ කියන්නේ අර උඩ ඉන්න එක dissolve වෙනවා මැද ඉන්න උන් dissolve වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ආ යටට යද්දි ආයි dissolve වෙනවා, right? So if you can remember that, then that's good. But that statement is wrong, I think, fourth one. If you have put answer 4 and if you have got it wrong, please put it correct and let me know. I can adjust your marks in the website. ඒත් ඉතින් එක ලකුණෙන් වැඩි වෙන්නේ ඉතින්. Anyone who put the answer 4? Anyone who put answer 4? No? Okay. ඔව් ඒකට ආන්සර්ස් දෙකම ගන්න පුළුවන්. මෙතන මට දාන්න ඕන වෙලා තිබ්බේ ඇල්කලයි මෙටල්ස්. ඇල්කලයි එර්ත් එකක් නෙමෙයි මට දාන්න ඕන වෙලා තිබ්බේ. ඒක ඇල්කලයි කියලා වැටිලා තියෙනවා. එතකොට answer එක answer 4 and answer 2 both. Effective nuclear charge felt by valence electron of sodium. Okay, sodium has an atomic number of 11. People, now in the structure of the equation, you can see the equation is nuclear attraction minus shielding effect. Do not write anything else. Do not write atomic number minus number of electrons. එහෙම නෙමෙයි. Nuclear attraction minus shielding effect. That's what you have to write. Okay. So it's obvious, nuclear attraction means the number of protons, but still nuclear attraction minus shielding effect. That's the equation, right? So here you go. Nuclear attraction, effective nuclear attraction is the felt by sodium. So sodium is 11. 11 minus, there are 10 electrons within. That means 1. It is less than 3. Less than plus 3. You might say, now what we can't we put less than plus 7? It is also less than plus 7. Now go to the top part of the MCQ paper. In each of the questions 1 to 50, pick one of the alternatives from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is correct or most appropriate. Remember that. Most appropriate answer you should put. You can't put something like less than plus 7. It is less accurate than the other one, right? So it is less than plus 3. Then next one, barium sulfate. In a particular barium sulfate solution, mass fraction of barium sulfate is 2.33 10 to the power minus 3. The density of the solution is 1 gram per cubic centimeters. What is the concentration of barium sulfate in the above solution in millimoles? And this is not a printing mistake. It's millimoles per cubic decimeters. Millimoles per cubic decimeters. And then you have the answer here. एक ගන්න කොහොමද? දැන් mass fraction කියන්නේ mass of barium divided by mass of water plus mass of barium sulfate. So that is going to be 2.33 10 to the power minus 3. Then the mass of 1 cubic centimeter solution is 1 gram because they have given the density, right? Here. They have given the density. So from that we can take that. And then the mass of barium sulfate is going to be 2.33 10 to the power minus 3. So you have number of moles of barium sulfate 0.01 10 to the power minus 3. So the concentration of barium sulfate will be the number of moles divided by volume. So that is 10 millimoles per cubic decimeter. It's going to be answer number 2. Right. Effective nuclear charge fell by valence electron of lithium. I asked lithium, and I hear they have asked lithium, and I have sodium. Something like that. That is what the shadow papers mean. So this look at this value. Alkali metals and alkali earth metals is the same question. Solubility product I didn't shadow. The chemical calculations I shadowed, these things I shadowed, these things I shadowed, these things I shadowed, this thing I shadowed, this thing I shadowed. If you did the paper last week and come and write the shadow paper, you will score, people. There is no doubt about that. You will score. Definitely you will score. You can score. It's the same theory. If you did the past paper and you corrected your mistakes and you come here and write the paper, you will get marks. There's People, this is the easiest paper which you can write. Because this is shadowing the A-level paper. If you do the A-level paper, then this paper is nothing. I say to you that the same questions will come in a different way. Still, you don't revise the paper. Still, you don't go and do the past paper and come. Every week I tell you, it's the same past paper. I'm just changing the questions and giving you. Still, if you can't score, that's the problem. So, and also people PH and all not there still. So it's very easy paper. Which of the following is correct of the NO bond lengths in the given species? Assume resonance and oxidation effects. If you draw the structures, මේකට all වැටෙනවානේ. මේකේ ඒක අතරින් remove that question. මේකේ උත්තරයක් එන්නේ නැහැ. ඒක හැබැයි මේ මං correction එකක් දුන්නා. ඒක හැබැයි ඒක මං දැම්මේ නෑ all දීලා තියෙනවා ඒකට. So forget about that. Then 12th one. 12th one, it's a photoelectric effect question. ඒකේ 40.1 කියලා එන්නේ answer එක. ඒක answer 5 එතකොට. None of the above. Right? 13th one. A reaction is non-spontaneous at 298 Kelvin and 100 kilopascal pressure, while it is spontaneous at higher temperatures and the same pressure. Which of the following is true for the reaction at 298 Kelvin and 100 kilopascal pressure? Reaction is non-spontaneous at 298 Kelvin means definitely the delta G should be positive. It can't be answer number 2, it can't be answer number 4, it can't be answer number 5. So it's answer 1 or 3. Now, people, while it is spontaneous at higher temperatures, okay, delta G equals delta H minus T delta S. So what we are going to do? Delta H. Now, when the temperature increases, it becomes spontaneous means actually delta H should be positive. Temperature increases and the reaction becomes spontaneous means the right side should be negative. That means if you increase temperature, this thing will happen. So when you go backwards one step, it should be minus and plus. That means delta S should be positive, delta H also should be positive. And this negative sign is coming here, so you multiply minus into plus minus. So this becomes minus. When temperature increases, the mouth of this one will go to the right hand side. I taught you this in energetics, the method of getting it. So people, it is positive, positive, and then delta G is also positive. So answer is answer number 1. Answer 1, right? Answer 1. එක අවුලක් නෑනේ මේ pattern එක එනවා. මේ pattern එක 2024 වල තිබ්බා, 2023 වල තිබ්බා, right? So this one will come in your exam. Okay. 14th one. A sample containing sodium carbonate, sodium bicarbonate, and inert material was heated until evolution of carbon dioxide ceased. The volume of carbon dioxide. One more thing, people. Sodium carbonate will not decompose. You should know that in this type of questions. Sodium carbonate will not decompose. This person will decompose into sodium carbonate and carbon dioxide and water. Where is it? Okay, first they are calculating the molar volume. This question. Put a star into that. Put a star into this, people. Mark this question as very important and very hard. This is a A+ level question. If 100 students write this question, if 100 students do this question in the exam, only around 10 people will get it correct. Less than 10, maybe 5 or 10, 5 to 10. That's this type of question. Why is that? Okay, now this one, look. Sample containing sodium carbonate, sodium bicarbonate, and inert material was heated until evolution of carbon dioxide was ceased. The volume of carbon dioxide released at temperature 300 Kelvin, 750 millimeter mercury is 124 cubic centimeters. They have given a volume of carbon dioxide evolved. If they have given the volume of carbon dioxide evolved, how to find the number of moles? What are you going to do? How to find the number of moles of carbon dioxide? People, please tell me. How to find the number of moles of carbon dioxide? How to find the number of moles of carbon dioxide? When they have given the volume of carbon dioxide evolved, how to find the number of moles? We did it before. Now. මොකද කරන්නේ? What are you going to do? What we are going to do? Molar volume, yes. We are going to divide by 22.4 and that is the mistake which everyone do. That is the mistake which everyone does. Remember 22.4 is at STP conditions. 273 Kelvin and then what? Our standard temperature and pressure. It's the standard temperature and pressure. This is not standard temperature and pressure. 300 Kelvin is not standard temperature and pressure. Remember that. Haril, this is not standard temperature and pressure. Just remember that. So what you're going to do is you're going to calculate the molar volume separately in this question. And then you have to divide by that amount. Look, that is what I have done here. This was a superb question, people. This was a superb question. Look, is it? See? So we're going to calculate the molar volume separately at 300 Kelvin. It is 24.94. It's not 22.4. It is 24.94. Right? 22.94 cubic decimeters. So 10 to the power minus 3 cubic meters. Now we are going to do the question similarly. Now it is easy. After calculating this, that's the thing. Calculating this part is the very important thing. Because you have to notice that the temperature is not STP. Please be careful about that. The temperature is not STP here. And the pressure is 750 millimeter mercury. Right? So that is okay. The pressure is okay. 750 millimeter mercury is 1 kilopascal. 1 kilopascal, 110 to the power 5 pascal. That's the atmospheric pressure. So there you can do that question here. See. You will get answer number 3. Answer number 3. You will get answer number 3. 0.265 grams. You get a perfect answer. 0.265 grams. 15th question. 15th question is very easy. Using PV equal nRT, we can do this question, people. P1 is proportional to N1 T1. Volume is a constant. I won't do that question. It's very easy. N2 you can subject. Then you have your answer. Answer number 3. 16th one, follow. Look at the 16th one. This one. Phenols resonance structures. Phenols resonance structure. Phenol ne phenatiens resonance structures. Phenatiin means this one. This is the phenatiin. So you're going to delocalize the electron pairs here and then remove it to here. That means you're going to get the next structure. This one. This is the next structure. So I'll put it. This is 1. This is 2. And then now you're going to put it here. And then you're going to put it here. And then you have this one. This is the third structure. Shadow paper එකේ 1 එකයි 3rd එකයි 13th එකයි මම ඒකේ ඔයාගේ marking scheme එක බලන්න in front of that MCQ I have put a star ඔයාගේ කියන්නේ answer sheet එක ගන්නකො මම correct කරපු එකේ ඒකේ ඔයාට මම correct දාලා ඇති බොහෝ විට මට මතක විදියට ඒක වැරදිද ඒක හරියට දාගන්නකො එහෙනම් අවුලක් නැහැ මම ස්ටාර්ස් දාපු ටික තමයි එඩිට් කරපු ටික පස්සේ ඒ කියන්නේ corrections දාපු ටික මේ correct කරපු එකක් පොඩ්ඩක් ඒක බලලා හදාගන්න the thing is about learning this process හරිද මේක පොඩ්ඩක් ඉගෙන ගන්න try කරන්න so this is the third one and then people from here to here and then here to here then you have this one that's the fourth one so what you don't have is this thing මේ meta position එකට electrons යන්නේ නැහැ නේ so it's answer number 4 17th question 17th question 17th question is easy 17th question is easy. The initial rate of the first order reaction is R and the rate constant is K. The rate of the reaction when the initial concentration is increased by 50%. So when you increase the concentration, you just have to divide these two statements and find the value for R2. R2 is 1.5, that is 3 over 2. Easy. Then the 18th question is electrochemistry question. That one... Now they have given the reduction potential of magnesium and nickel. So the higher reduction potential is for nickel. When you take the number line, magnesium is somewhere here minus 2.37 and then nickel is somewhere here minus 0.24. So this is way more larger than this one. So the higher reduction potential is for nickel. So that means nickel will undergo reduction. Nickel undergoes reduction. So it's not answer 4. It's not answer 3. It's not... that's all. Then magnesium will undergo oxidation, magnesium solid to magnesium 2 plus. So out of these 3, you just have to find the correct one. They're asking the initial reading of the voltmeter. So EMF equals E cathode minus E anode. Right? E cathode. So cathode will be the one who is undergoing reduction, CR, if you remember. Cathode reduction, anode oxidation, CRAO. Cr means cathode. So cathode is magnesium. Sorry, nickel. Nickel undergoes reduction. That means minus 0.24. Minus 0.24 minus 2.37. The thing is, people, if you ever see a voltmeter reading negative, that is not an answer. Okay, this is not an answer. හරිද මේක කොහොමත් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. If you see a negative answer, just forget it, people. මේ negative කොහොමත් වෙන්නේ නැහැ EMF of the voltmeter. හරිද? කියන්නේ සෙල් එකේ වෝල්ටේජ් එක සෙල් එකේ වෝල්ටේජ් එකක් අපි බලද්දි නෙගටිව් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. හැබැයි ඉලෙක්ට්‍රෝඩ්ස් වල නෙගටිව් වෙන්න පුළුවන් මේ. This one is negative. This one is negative. But when you are taking the reading of the voltmeter or the EMF of a battery, it can't be negative. Why? People, if the voltmeter reading is negative, what does that mean? It is absorbing current, right? So imagine putting a battery into a remote car and then the battery will absorb all the energy in the remote car also. You put a battery to a phone and then the battery will take all the current. Many people, that's not working. So it's not possible. So it's not an answer. So negatives can't be there. According to this equation, you will get positive 2.13. Answer is answer number 5. Answer is answer number 5. This question, solid potassium dichromate reacts with sulfur dioxide in acidic medium to give Cr3 plus and sulfate ions. SO2 present reduces Cr2O7 minus and okay, this is a titration question. ඒකේ missing information එකක් තියෙනවා people මේකට මම all දෙන්න ඇති මේකේ පොඩි එකක් තියෙනවා මේ concentrations දීලා නැහැ සමහර ඒවා වගේ concentrations දීලා නැහැ ඒක හින්දා you have to take it as all මේ question එක ලස්සන question this is a good question I just have missed one point here. So answer also you are going to get in ppms. See, it's a good question but still I missed it. So that's all. Right, this one 20th one. Which of the following is false? As soon as you see the fifth statement, people, addition of HCl2 into water liberates SO2 and HCl. This is wrong. Doesn't liberate HCl. Doesn't liberate HCl. Doesn't liberate HCl. Fourth one, SO2 can be distinguished by H2S by reacting with acidic KMnO4. Yes, people, H2S will give a yellow-white turbidity. H2S will go to sulfur actually. H2S will go to sulfur and then SO2 will go to sulfate. Right? SO2 will go to sulfate. So that means this one will give yellow-white turbidity. Concentrated sulfuric can be a strong acid oxidizing agent and dehydrating agent. Eka hari. Sulfur reacts with concentrated HNO3 to form H2SO4 and NO2. Eka hari. Rhombic sulfur has a zero enthalpy at the formation. This is the most stable form of sulfur. So that's what is correct. Answer number 5. At 298 Kelvin for the reaction, this one, the bond enthalpy is carbon-carbon double bond is 612, carbon-carbon single bond is 348, and then hydrogen-hydrogen single bond is 436. That means you can apply this equation, delta H equal delta H broken bonds minus delta H formed bonds. So according to that people, when you put all the values inside this, you will get X equals 418.5. 418.5, that is answer number 2. මේ වගේ අවුල් නෑනේ people. These are yes, there's another product, that's the thing. Okay. මේකේ මේ fifth one එකේ wrong එකයි දන්නවද? Gives a clear solution. Gives a clear solution. It doesn't give a clear solution, it gives sulfur. Right. 22nd one. V2O5 is an orange color solid. I gave that in your note. D block note, I remember I gave it. V2O5 is an orange color solid. It's better if you can remember that. Which is used as a catalyst. It is used as a catalyst. That's correct. Only copper shows plus on oxidation state, who is stable. That is correct. Cobalt can form acidic, amphoteric and basic oxides. Cobalt pennanna bෑ. Chromium, manganese, vanadium, right? Vanadium, chromium, manganese. Yes, vanadium, chromium, manganese. As I remember, yes, ne? Yes, vanadium, chromium, manganese. It is +4, +3, and +4. +3 and +4. These oxidation states show amphoteric nature. So that means only these three can form amphoteric in D blocks. So this is wrong. Zinc has the lowest melting points. That is correct. Oxidation state of vanadium ranges from. This is also correct. That means answer number 3. Total number of electrons exchanged in the process where 3 moles of ethanol is oxidized to acetic acid. ඒක අර balance කරලා ගන්න ඕන එකක්. මේ වගේ questions නම් කරලා තියෙනවනේ people. You have to do these type of questions. See, the number of electrons exchanged. You're going to find the oxidation number of CH3, CH2, OH. You're going to find the oxidation number of this carbon, right? And then you're going to find the oxidation number in this carbon. And then you're going to subtract them and you're going to get 4. Then you multiply by the common oxidation number of this. Least common multiple is 24. So you have 24 electrons. Answer number 3. Okay. I mean, that is answer number 3. 24th one on this question. People were fooled by this question. People, this is a ether. This is magnesium. This is ether. Anhydrous means dry ether. Then you're going to put MgCl into this. People were fooled by this question. They wasted a lot of time. I saw their face. They were crying almost looking at this question. They were selecting these things, and these things, these things, and these things. And they were looking into them, thinking these are strong activators and then blah, 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 right? That's the thing. This an ether. This is the product. Then it's answer number 3. 25th one. Compound A reacts with lithium aluminum hydride to give B. A reacts with AgNO3 ammonia to give a silver layer on the wall of this test tube. A reacts with AgNO3 to give a silver layer. That means it is definitely an aldehyde. Aldehyde එකක් තියෙනවා. It also reacts with lithium aluminum hydride. So definitely aldehyde. One group attached to B shows more acidity than that of A. Attached to B to give B, lithium aluminum hydride to give B, aldehyde එක reduce වෙනවා to give B. That means people, amide එකක් amine වලට reduce වෙන්නත් ඕනේ මෙතන, right? Amide should be reduced to amine. B reacts with NaNO to HCl at temperature 0 to 5 degrees Celsius to liberate nitrogen gas. Nitrogen gas liberate කරනවා කියන්නේ people, it is a NH2 group. It's an amine group, right? It's an amine group. So people, that question, 25th one, answer number 3. People, this CONH2 will go to CH2NH2. After you put lithium aluminum hydride, it will go to CH2NH2. This one will go to COH, make aldehyde CH2OH. It will go to CH2OH. So people, this one is more basic than this one, you know that. And also people, 0 to 5 degrees Celsius, this will not go to diazonium salt. It will directly go to what? A phenol. This will go to a phenol, liberating what? Where is it? Liberating nitrogen gas. It will liberate nitrogen gas only when it goes to phenol. It will phenol alcohol. When it goes to alcohol, it will liberate nitrogen gas. Remember that. Answer number 3. 26th one. Calculation. I have done it right. Okay. Write the reaction, balance it. Write the other reaction, balance it. Find the number of moles of thiosulfate using the titration they have given. See? මේවා නම් basic questions නේ people. Volume එකක් දීලා තියෙනවා, concentration එකක් දීලා තියෙනවා, sodium sulfate, sodium thiosulfate number of moles හොයාගන්න පුළුවන්. ඊට පස්සේ according to the stoichiometric ratio you divide that by 2, then you have number of moles of I2. And then that's the total number of moles of I2. You can calculate using the amount they have put it. And then you can find the I2 reacted with SO2 by just subtracting this one from this one. From this one, you can subtract. And then you can find 360 10 to the power minus 6 moles. The number of moles of SO2 will be 360 10 to the power minus 6 moles. And then the mass of SO2, you just have to multiply that by the molar mass. And then people, you have 23 10 to the power minus 3 grams. Then the total mass will be the volume again. Make it density, right? I have the given density. Yes, if the density of the gas sample is this much, they have given a density also. So you have to multiply by the density and the volume and you get 64 grams. That is the total mass and the mass of SO2. Mass of SO2 divided by mass of the total mass multiplied by 10 to the power 6, you can get the ppm value. That's 360. Answer number 4. This question, Kevin and all, now your question, I changed this question I have given correct for you and Piumal, both of you. Here people, which of the following is true regarding electrolysis of molten calcium chloride? This question put a star. My question is star. This question is important. Why is it important? It was a mistake I did when I was doing A-levels. They gave a molten solution. And what I did was, when writing balanced chemical equations, I put, let's say, MCl2 molten solution. I put M2 plus aqueous. And I got this wrong. I put M2 plus aqueous and I got that wrong. So in order to avoid doing the same mistake for you, I gave this question. And most of you, guess what? All of you have got it wrong. Except for some people, all of you have got it wrong. Look, calcium is oxidized during electrolysis, of course. No, or not of course. Wrong. Calcium won't get oxidized anymore. Molten calcium chloride solution is, so there is calcium 2 plus in the solution. Calcium 2 plus in the solution and Cl minus in the solution. Calcium 2 plus will undergo reduction actually, and Cl minus will undergo oxidation. So oxidation occurs at the anode, right? Oxidation occurs at the anode. Calcium reduces at the cathode. Cl minus are reduced. No, wrong. Cl2 gas is liberated at the cathode. No, Cl2 gas is liberated at the anode. Wrong. Calcium 2 plus aqueous is reduced to calcium solid. Calcium 2 plus aqueous is reduced to calcium solid. Many people have gone for this answer. Fourth one. It is aqueous, not aqueous people. It is calcium 2 plus liquid. Because it's a molten solution. Calcium is deposited at the cathode. That is correct. This calcium is deposited at the cathode. Then answer is answer number 5. The thing is, I gave this statement before the fifth one is students start reading the first statement wrong, second statement wrong, third statement wrong, fourth statement are correct. And then they will put 4 and go. They won't even read the fifth one. Even if you did this mistake and took it correct, if you read this statement and you look at it and that is also correct, then you will ask yourself, why is the other one wrong? Many students don't do that. So that's why I gave fourth answer like this and fifth answer below that, the really correct one. Those are tricks when making papers. 28th one, people, I won't do it. People like reactions, nothing, right? So that question you can, where is it? Those are reactions. Answer number 3. 28th one, answer number 3. This question. Okay. This where? Here. MO3 minus will reduce to Mn plus. When MO3 minus ion and I minus are reacted together, 1 mole of MO3 minus is reduced to Mn plus. 6 moles of I minus are oxidized to I2. So it is reducing. This person is reducing and this person is oxidizing. What is the value of N? So if you write in half ionic equation method, you can see MO3 minus has oxidation number of plus 5. The plus 5 is for M ion. Here it is plus N. Here it is plus N. So the number of electrons, we don't know it. I'll put it as X. Right? I minus will oxidize to I2 and 2 electrons. Number of moles of electrons oxidized is 6 moles. How do you know that? How do you know the number of moles of electrons is 6? Because the number of moles of 5 minus is 6. 6 moles of I minus is reduced, and then 6 moles of electrons are also there. So it is stoichiometry 2 is to 2. So 1 mole of MO3 minus is reduced. Therefore, it should gain 6 moles of electrons. හරිද මෝගේ එකයිනේ යන්නේ හරිද එකයිනේ යන්නේ ඉතින් 6 moles මෙතන ඉන්නවා නම් මෙතනත් 6 moles ඉන්න ඕනේ same electron count should be there here. So if 1 mole of MO3 minus is reduced, then the number of moles of electrons reduces 6 moles. What does that mean? So it is stoichiometry 1 is to 6. If you know that, you can know this. N equals plus 5 minus plus 6. Right? Plus 5 minus plus 6. That is minus 1. When you gain 6 electrons for plus 5, you will obviously go to minus 1. You will obviously go to minus 1. When you gain 6 electrons by plus 5, you will go to obviously minus 1. This question is a different question, and this is some question which is not given in past papers. This is not given. So you can take this answer. AKMA, I want to see which question is there in the essay MCQ paper. This 27th I was doing. 29th. Okay. 29th natural rubber question. Right. So that one I can't shadow, so I have given something like this. Okay. That is a nice question. Answer is answer number 2. All right. Okay. 30th question. When solid sodium bromide dissolved in water, the temperature of the solution reduces. When you put sodium bromide into a solution, the temperature reduces. Makes sense. What? The reaction has a positive enthalpy change. That means it is endothermic. Endothermic means enthalpy reduces. Right? Enthalpy reduces. And the entropy is increasing. People, when you put sodium bromide into water, entropy is increasing. Why? Sodium bromide is a solid initially, and when you put into water, it becomes ions and run here and there. I told you this before. So that means it is entropy increases, and where is it? Entropy increases. Let's cut this answer. Entropy increases, and then enthalpy decreases. Third one. Right? Which of the following is true regarding the change in enthalpy and entropy of the reaction? Oops. People. Of the reaction. Delta H. Initially, let's say sodium bromide is there. You will gain energy, right? Entropy of the system increases, eka hari, but enthalpy will also increase. Marking scheme එකේ ඒ කිව්වේ ඒක තමයි explanation එකේ මම කියූප එක මම කියන්න යන්නේ enthalpy of the reaction increases හරිද ඒක answer 3 නෙමෙයි answer 1 එන්නේ because it is increasing, right? දෙකම increase ඉන්නේ ඒ කියන්නේ enthalpy of the reaction increases. මේක එහෙම හිතන්න දැන් මෙතන reaction කියලානේ තියෙන්නේ, right? here reaction given, so it's not answer 3, it's answer 1. marking scheme එක හරි. මේකත් මන් තමයි ලිව්වේ. this is also I told. Now I didn't see this. Right. Okay. Can't we take since the reaction happening delta G negative, delta H is positive, and entropy doesn't change? Entropy changes, bang. Entropy doesn't change කියලා ගන්න බෑ ඉතින් එහෙම. What makes you think entropy doesn't change? Don't look it from a question point of view. Think it from real life point of view. Sodium bromide is packed into a solid. Sodium bromide is packed into a solid with particles near close together without letting them move. It's like a school bus. School bus packed with students standing and sitting and sleeping and packed with everyone. One person is on top of the other person, and then it's packed inside like a bunch of cards. Now you go to the school and you let everyone out, and the students are running here and there, everywhere they are running. Right? It's like a keyboards, right? Those days we had keyboards which was kept in a storeroom or somewhere, and when we take it out, people, there are a lot of ants inside it, right? There are a lot of ants inside it. When you keep the keyboard on the ground, ants are running here and there. That means when the disorderness increases, when the randomness increases, the entropy increases. So initially it has a lower entropy, and when dissociated, it will have a larger entropy. When you put sodium bromide into water, the same thing happens. It will break into NH4 plus. It will break into NH4 plus and then Br minus, which will run here and there, and then it will increase the entropy. Pharma first line. Did you understand? Did you understand? එතකොට ඒකේ answer එක ගන්න එහෙම. Okay, right. 31st, now the statement type questions. I'll go from 41 to 50 first. 41 to 50 ගිහිල්ලා එමු. Right. Bond lengths of all carbon bonds in benzene are equal in length. ඒක හරි. Why is that correct? Because it undergoes resonance, right? It undergoes resonance, and there will be a resonance hybrid. So the bond order will be 1.5. Bond order of benzene is 1.5, and it explains this statement. So you can take answer number 1. 42nd one, Grignard reagent is considered to be a stronger base than sodium hydroxide. Right? Grignard reagent is considered to be a stronger base than sodium hydroxide. That is correct, people. Grignard reagent is very, very basic. Huh? Then sodium hydroxide is not much of a big deal, people. It's maybe people. Sodium hydroxide, you might think it's the strongest base in the world, but no. That is not true. Grignard reagent is considered to be more basic than sodium hydroxide because it can kill NH plus, people. Sodium hydroxide cannot remove the terminal hydrogen of alkyne. This is one example. CH3 C triple bond carbon H. Sodium hydroxide cannot react with this one and remove this hydrogen. He can't take that hydrogen. But Grignard can do it. That's one example. Right? That's an example. But that is not the explanation given here. Any reagent who can donate H plus considered as a base. Any reagent who can donate H plus is considered as a base. That is correct. Donating H plus is considered as a base, or you can say donating H plus. I mean, any reagent who can donate H plus, accept H plus. Wrong. Answer 3. එකේ marking scheme එකේ 3 නේ දීලා දෙන්නේ. Okay. 40. Wait. 41, 42. එතන පොඩි වැරද්දක් තියෙනවානේ. 42 නෑ, correct. හරි. Third one නේ. හරි. Okay. Correct. 43rd one. Lime water cannot be used to distinguish between carbon dioxide and SO2. That is correct, people. Lime water, when you bubble carbon dioxide through it, it will form a white color turbidity calcium carbonate, and it will also form calcium sulfite. So when you bubble excess of these gases, it will form colorless solution. So it is not suitable. Lime water when reacted with excess carbonate forms a colorless solution. එක හරි. එතකොට මේක explain කරන්න නෑනේ. This one doesn't explain, right? This one doesn't explain. Then people මේකට ගන්න වෙන්නේ answer number 2. මේකට ගන්න වෙන්නේ answer number 2. That doesn't explain. It's just a reaction. මේ දිනේ මේ oxalate එක ආයෙත් දීලා තියෙනවානේ. 44th one. Solubility of oxalates increase down the compounds formed by group 1 elements. ඒක නම් හරි. This is what I meant to give in the earlier question. Right? So this is what I was meant to give in the earlier question. Then this statement is correct. Oxalates of group 1 is okay. Group 1 will increase. Everything will increase down the group in group 1 people. Group 2 වල තමයි ඔය එක එක විකාර තියෙන්නේ. Group 1 එකේ එහෙම නැහැ. Yes. Solubility of any compound depends on lattice enthalpy and hydration enthalpy. That is correct. Lattice enthalpy and hydration enthalpy. 44th question, 2017 A level. Solubility of an ionic compound depends only on its hydration enthalpy. That is wrong. It depends on hydration enthalpy and then lattice enthalpy. So that is correct. So මෙතන පොඩි මේකක් තියෙනවා. මේකට answer 1 කියලා ගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ කියන්නේ අර ඒක explanation එකක් තමයි people 44th one එක ඒක explanation එක තමයි මෙතන 2 කියලා දැම්මම මෙතන 1 එන්නත් පුළුවන්. හරිද? මේක explain කරනවා people solubility is meaning by lattice enthalpy and hydration enthalpy. This is what changes solubility. So we can take it as 1 also. 1 and 2 both you can take actually. ඒක depends on the marking panel people. ඒක ඒ කට්ටිය හිතලා දෙන්නේ ඒක. ඒක අපිට කියන්න බෑ I think like exactly can't tell. We can bring different arguments into this type of questions whether we have to take 1 or 2. Sometimes people they take some kind of like dumb idea to give it as 2 sometimes they will take dumb idea to give it as 1 also එහෙම කරනවා සාමාන්‍යයෙන් it happens. So the most probable thing in this question which you have to put is 1 not 2, right? If the marking panel is very good you might get 2 also, 1 and 2 both. හරිද? ඒක අර හිතන්න අමාරුයි. ඉතින් like this one explains, yeah this explains, but still you have to take one knitting. 2 එක අයින් කරත් කමක් නැහැ people. If you have put 2 just put it as wrong and then put answer number 1 as correct. පුළුවන් අය කරන්න. Alkynes react with metal sodium liberating hydrogen gas. What do you say about the 45th statement? Correct or wrong? What do you say about the 45th statement? Mariam Minsha. Others? Kevin. Okay. What do you say about the 45th statement? 45th statement is wrong. Why? Only terminal alkynes. Does this guy react people? CH3, C, triple bond carbon, CH3. Does he react? No, not all alkynes. Wrong. Terminal alkynes are shite acidity. That is correct answer number 4. When water ice converts to liquid and inside an isolated system means the enthalpy cannot exchange. Water ice converts to liquid inside the isolated system. Entropy of the surroundings decrease. That is wrong. Surroundings doesn't change people. Why? Isolated system ne? Inside the isolated system, energy cannot exchange. It can වෙනස් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. Surroundings, nothing changes. Right? It is an isolated system. Therefore, that statement is wrong. Neither matter nor energy can transfer through an isolated system. Answer 4. All exothermic reactions at higher, all the exothermic reactions are spontaneous at higher temperatures. Same again, there are some reactions which will become non-spontaneous when the temperature increases. Gives free energy depends on temperature. Is correct. Answer 4. 2-pentene reactor with HBr shows enantiomerism. 2-pentene. 2-pentene. Meth, eth, prop, bute, pent. 1, 2. 2-pentene. Reactor with HBr. HBr කියන්නේ BR එක මෙතෙන්ට සෙට් වෙනවානේ. BR එක එතෙන්ට සෙට් වෙනවා. So shows enantiomerism. Make wrong ne. 2-pentene reactor HBr shows enantiomerism. That is wrong. Because why? This group is same, this group is same. That means it doesn't show. As the enantiomers rotate the plane of polarization, they are known as optical isomers. Yes. Answer 4. SO2, when used as a bleaching agent, acts as an oxidizing agent. Yes, SO2 people, it will oxidize other components when it acts as a bleaching agent. Sorry, people, SO2 will reduce other components. SO2 will not oxidize, it will reduce other components. 40 කියලා 49 නේ. Yes, ඒක reduce කරන්නේ, oxidize කරන්නේ, ඒක reduce කරන්නේ people. Bleaching action is generally an oxidation process. එහෙම කියන්න බෑ. There are some bleaching actions which are reducing processes also. For example, SO2. SO2 in some places, people, it will act as a, it will reduce other compounds. 2-pentene with HBr. No, 1, 2, right? 2-pentene. That means the double bond will come here if you react with Br, and then Br will come to the central atom, and then this is not a chiral carbon. This is not a chiral carbon. Why? CH2, CH3 and CH2, CH3. These two same groups attached. So you can't take that. Right? එක මාකින් එකේ මම දීලා තියෙන correct කියලාද? ආයෙ බලමු 2-pentene, right? Meth, eth, prop, but, pent. 1, 2. 2-pentene. Okay, reacted with HBr. HBr react करहम Br comes to the central part, and then this one becomes yes. Yes. This is wrong. Make a wrong. Make a wrong. Hari. Enantiomers rotate plane of polarization light. එතකොට 48 ton. 48 ton people make it wrong. Please make it wrong, and then this one becomes answer 4. Please adjust the mistakes from your side, people. Br won't come and attach to this second carbon. I told you. This is Markovnikov rule. If you put HBr H2O2 only, it will attach to the second carbon. This is Markovnikov rule. Come on. Markovnikov. Remember? It will always attach to the innermost carbon. Reactivity of S block. Reactivity of S block elements are larger than the D block elements. Hari thing, right? D block elements have higher ionization energy than S block elements of the same period. Hari. D block elements have higher ionization energy than S block elements. Explain කරනවා. Let me show you why. That is going to explain. If you are wondering why is that, if you are really wondering why is that, I can show that to you. I have to search it. D block. Can't remember it was there. If you want to write this somewhere. First ionization energies of D block elements are higher than that of S block elements in the same period. This explains the less reactivity. Make a thank me for finding this. I knew this last year. I knew this. For you to know, I'm telling. Make a මං දැකලා තමයි මේ question එක දුන්නේ එහෙම. That question I created it. This explains the less reactivity of D block elements than S block elements. Please highlight this, take a screenshot or whatever you have. First ionization energy of D block elements is larger. That is why it is answer number 1. That is why it is answer number 1. That is why it is answer number 1. Okay. 31st one. Which of the following statements is always true about a spontaneous reaction that occurs at temperature T? Reaction should definitely have a negative entropy. It definitely sometimes it could have a positive entropy also. Reaction must be endothermic. Free energy of the reaction should be negative or zero. For it to be spontaneous, it should be negative or zero. Increase in temperature makes the reaction non-spontaneous. Always true about spontaneous reaction. එහෙම always කියන්න බෑනේ. එහෙම කියන්න බෑ. Increase in temperature sometimes make it still, maybe it is still spontaneous when you increase temperature. එහෙම වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. So you can't take that as correct. 5. Consider the reaction between CH3CH, Br, CH2 and aqueous NaOH. Which of the following statements is correct? Above reaction is a nucleophilic substitution. Yes, it's a nucleophilic substitution, people. Br is more electronegative than carbon. Carbon will get a positive charge. OH will attack the carbon and then replace Br. Then this nucleophilic substitution. The major product of this reaction is a secondary alcohol. Yes. The reaction happens in one step. No, because this is secondary one. First, it will ionize into a cation, and then in the second step, only OH minus will come and attach. That is wrong. Alkene could be formed as a minor product. Yes. Check 2024 paper. 2024 paper MCQ. There are, you can see now this CH3, CH, H, CBr, H. The Mega 1 Q class I have told you this. I have told you this, people. When the now look, when the compound, when the OH minus is alcoholic. Now, people, when a person is drunk, now let's say this is his home, this is home, right? This is home. This is the neighbor's home. This is the neighbor's home gate, right? This is the neighbor's home, and this is the neighbor's home gate. Okay. Right. And then when there's a drunk person, the owner of this home is drunk. Owner of this home is drunk. Okay. When he is drunk, people, he will walk all the way around and he will hit the neighboring gate's home. No, neighboring home's gate. Neighboring home's gate only he will go and hit. When he hits this, then the bond will break. Right? Bond will break and move to here and it will form a double bond and this one will get removed. Something like that will happen. This is what? Formation of an alkene by OH when it is alcoholic. Remember that when it is alcoholic, it will form an alkene, but when it is aqueous, it can directly go to his home when he is not drunk. Not alcoholic, not drunk. He will go and hit here. He will go to his home straight away. He will go to his home straight away. So that means alkene could be formed. වැරදිලා යන්න පුළුවන් because sometimes maybe he was in another mind or something and then he goes and hit this. Maybe sometimes it could happen. 1 or 2 molecules can be formed. Minor product can be formed. So that one you have to take it as answer 5. Right? You have to take it as answer 5. Any questions? Any questions, people? No, right? Okay. Which of the following is correct? 43y2 මේක හරිනේ. Which of the following cannot be distinguished? You think cannot ban it? Carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide both give similar observations. Which of the following is correct regarding ammonia? Ammonia when reacted with sodium forms එහෙමත් බලන්න පුළුවන් නේ. Cannot be used to distinguish carbon dioxide and SO2. Oh, Nathan. Pharma Faslin, you're correct. Lime water cannot be used to distinguish carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide. නෙමෙයි නේද? ඒක අර මෙහෙමයි. In between carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide, it can't be distinguished. But you can distinguish carbon dioxide from ammonia by lime water. Ne? And sulfur dioxide by ammonia also you can distinguish. Thank you. So that's answer 3. $43rd one. Answer 3 නෙමෙයි answer 4. I can මගේ marking එක හරි people. Marking එක හරි. ඒ කියන්නේ the previous one I put it as correctly. ඒ කියන්නේ මේක හරි. Which question is that? 43rd. 43rd. ආ ඒක හරිනේ. අවුලන්නේ. Marking එක හරි. Marking හරි. Thank you. Marking is correct there. 33rd one, which of the following statements is correct regarding ammonia? Ammonia when reacted with sodium forms Na3. මේ මොන මගුලත් එහෙම එකක් form වෙන්නේ නැහැ people. Sodium amide නේ form වෙන්නේ. It's wrong. Hydrolysis of NCl3 releases ammonia which could be identified by keeping a moist blue litmus paper. People, ammonia is basic. Blue litmus, තව blue වෙන්නේ නැහැ people. Only red litmus will convert to blue. Right? Only red litmus will convert to blue. Blue කියන එක වැරදි මෙතන. Blue කියන එක වැරදි. The bond angle of ammonia is less than 109.5 degrees. That is correct. Reacting ammonia with HCl forms a white color fume. That is also correct. Generally, this statement is correct. The D statement generally correct. But if you bubble ammonia through HCl solution, it won't form a white color precipitate. Huh? What they say is when you keep two smokes, you can ammonia smoke and then HCl smoke together, it will form ammonium chloride, which will form a white color smoke. But bubbling ammonia through HCl, it won't give a white color precipitate or anything. Just keep that in your mind. So, in general, you can take it as correct. Okay, answer 3. 34th one important. Kinetics. Which of the following statements is correct regarding multi-step reactions? The slowest step is the rate determining step. Everyone knows that. It's the RDS. Each step of a multi-step reaction is considered as an elementary step. I said this in the class. And multi-step reactions වල එක step එකක් elementary කියලා තමයි ගන්න ඕනේ. I told you this, right? The activation energy of the slowest step is smaller than the fastest step. Activation energy of the slowest step is smaller than the fastest step. No, slowest step has the largest activation energy. That is why it is the slowest step. Rate may contain intermediate reality. No. Rate law may be patta. Don't even say that, people, you will go to hell. That's wrong. Statement 1 and 2 correct. Answer number 1. Which of the following is most unlikely to take place? 35th question. Most unlikely. Look. If hydrogen is there, it is most unlikely. There can't be 3 compounds. It's unlikely. This one. People, I gave a correction for that question, right? In the group. Didn't I give it? Make a part B and D. I changed it, right? For physical students, I can remember the people who wrote on Friday. B Cl2 to Cl. Ne? Make a Cl2 to Cl. And then B is CH3Cl. Yes, make a CH3Cl. Hurry. If we take like that, people, මෙයාත් එක combine වෙලා CH3Cl වෙනවා. ඒක හරි. This one happens. This one also happens. That means here I have taken it as answer number 5. It's 35. කොහොමද දන්නේ අරන් තියෙන්නේ? Yes. Happening, unlikely. Answer 5. Which of the following statements is correct with regard to H2S and H2O? Boiling point of H2O is greater than that of H2S. Obviously, it forms hydrogen bond. When H2S is mixed with H2O, it releases H plus into the medium, similar to when HCl is mixed with H2O. No. People, H2O, H2S is a weak acid. H2S will dissociate reversibly. H plus and HS minus. And it will undergo dissociation again to form H plus and S2 minus. Uh, 35th question, Balananko, I'll check that. Minsha, you can put it as correct by your side. ඒක correct දාගෙන මට everyone do your corrections and send me your marks so I can edit it in the website. Do your corrections on your own and then let me know. Okay, at the end. Please, you will don't do corrections now. හරි දැන් correct කරලා කියන්න එපා වෙනස් කරන්න කියලා. හරි. Only the MCQs I told for you to change, just let me know. හරිද? Right. Okay, then when H2S is mixed with H2O, it releases ඒක reversibly නෙවෙන්නේ. HCl is a strong acid. It will directly go to H plus and Cl minus. It will go to H plus and Cl minus. The bond angle of H2S is larger than that of H2O. The bond angle of H2S is larger than that of H2O. No, that is wrong. This is also wrong. Bond length of HS in H2S is larger than HO. No. When you're comparing bond length, people, first you have to consider the atomic radius. Atomic radius. Again, sulfur is larger than oxygen. It's like this. There are two balls. 4 balls are there. One is a big ball and the other one is a tennis ball. So this is hydrogen. This is sulfur. And this is oxygen. This is oxygen and this is hydrogen. So the radius of oxygen is lesser than hydrogen sulfur bond. Because sulfur is a big atom. Then oxygen is a small atom. So when you're considering like that, H2S is larger. That is correct. It's answer number 4. Answer number 4. 37th one. Which of the following statements is true of an sample of an ideal gas? Distribution of molecular speeds depends on the temperature. Yes, molecular speeds depends on temperature. That is correct. At constant pressure, the rate of change in volume with respect to temperature is independent of the temperature scale. Yes. ඒක වෙනස් වෙන්න මේ අවුලක් නැහැ. Change rate of change rate of change doesn't depend on temperature or Kelvin. Both are same. No, because the change, when you're directly converting a certain temperature, then that is wrong. But this is change. Change in volume in respect to temperature. Again, change in volume, change in temperature. So that means you can take it as correct. Anitaka people, you are telling about the first statement. Distribution of molecular speed depends on temperature. Mehemane, it depends on temperature. If you say 25 degrees Celsius and you increase it to 28 degrees Celsius, it still changes. It still changes. Depends on temperature. That is correct. Depends on absolute temperature also correct. Depends on temperature also correct. That's correct. So anyways, it's correct. C. Volume of a sample is constant as long as the temperature is kept constant. No. Pressure, it also depends on pressure and number of moles. A sample of ideal gas, so it depends on only pressure. Wrong. The pressure of a gas depends on the square root of number of collisions. No, not the square root. Not square root. Depends on the number of collisions. Wrong. That is answer number 1 then, which the following is true. 38th one. Consider the following statements regarding kinetics of a chemical reaction. The unit of rate is mole per cubic decimeter and it's independent. Unit of rate is mole per cubic decimeter per second. Increase in temperature decreases the rate of an exothermic reaction. No. always increases the rate. Whatever it's exothermic, the endothermic, the anything, if you increase temperature, the rate will increase. Increase in concentration of reactants sometimes will not affect the rate of reaction. Yes. Zero order reactions and all, it won't affect. Addition of catalyst increases the number of collisions, leading to an increase in rate of reaction. No, catalyst doesn't increase the number of collisions, people. It increases the number of effective collisions. 5. Which of the following regarding benzoic acid is correct? All carbon atoms are in the same plane. Benzoic acid කියන්නේ this one. All carbon atoms lie on the same plane. That is correct. Bond lengths of all carbon-carbon bonds are equal. No, that is not correct. Carbon-carbon bonds in benzene is 1.5 bond order, and this is only 1. Lengths of all carbon-hydrogen bonds are equal to each other. Yes, මේක මෙහෙමනේ ඉන්නේ. මේ carbon-carbon hydrogen bonds නේ. ඒවා හරි. ඒවා correct. All are sp2 hybridized carbons, so that is correct. The functional group of benzoic acid is a meta-director and deactivator. That is correct. එතකොට මේක 5 වෙන්නේ. 40th one and the last one. Which of the following exhibits a gelatinous white precipitate? CH3Cl. CH3Cl is not a gelatinous white precipitate. It's a white color turbidity. දැන් මේක ලූකස් ටෙස්ට් එකේ තමයි එන්නේ. Instant turbidity කියලා එන්නේ. අන්න ඒක. So it's a what do you call මොකද්ද? It's a turbidity, white color turbidity. It's a white color turbidity, so this is not an answer. Zinc hydroxide, of course, gelatinous. Zinc sulfide is also not a gelatinous one. It is not a gelatinous, so it's just a white color precipitate. 40th one, answer number 2. That's it. Full MCQ paper we have discussed. Full MCQ paper we have discussed. People, I'm going to end this meeting. The essay paper, I will send you the link in a while. For the essay paper, I'll send you a link in a while. You just have a break now. Okay. So, any questions regarding this paper? We saw like there were some questions which were very important. I told you to put a star and go. Like this, right? And one more thing was there, right? This one. And this one, important. And this one is important. I told you to highlight that resource book point. This one. This part. Right. Okay, then. People, you can leave this meeting. I'll send the link for the other one after like 1 or 2 hours. I'll let you know when I begin that. Okay. Right.